Hello dear students, this is November 2024 GCSE Paper 1F. So I checked all the questions. So actually from question number 1 to 17, this is foundation questions, and then from 20F, then from 18 to 27, this is part of the higher paper. And if you do only 17 questions, the first 17 questions, you're still able to achieve grade 4 in foundation paper. Okay, so you need to try your best, but I will go through all the questions one by one, and let's see what you're gonna understand it. And if you stuck somewhere, you can ask me question in the comment section. I will try to sort it out. Okay, let's see question number 1. So this question says, which of these 5 tunnels has the greatest length? Which one? Let's check. This is 18, 12, 24. So which one is this one? The first one we're going to write down. This one. What's the name of this one? What's the name? So we're going to write down. The name is Laergal. That's the name. Okay. Let's see the next one. Write down the value of 9 in the number 13,972. So we're going to put a line after 9, and we'll see 9 here and just add to 0. So that becomes 900. Okay. And the next part says the length of one of the tunnels when rounded to the nearest thousand is 17,000 meters. Write down the name of this tunnel. Let's see. This is 17,500. So when you round it, that becomes 18,000. When you round this one, 16,918, that will round it to 17,000. So that would be Saint Gotthard. Okay. We're going to write down here Saint. We're going to write down over here. So that part would be Saint. And that's the spelling for that one Gotthard. Okay. And this is only one more questions. Write down the number 12,940 in words. So just write it as a words. Simple. So this is 12,940. Okay, and the next part we have here. Work out the total length of the Albert tunnel and this tunnel as well. So these are the two tunnels. We need to add the values of this one and this one. Okay, so when you add them up, so you will simply get here 31,512. So this is only one more question. Okay, let's see question number 2, what it says. Question number 2 says, here are two shapes, triangle and quadrilateral. Write down the mathematical name of the triangle. Because two sides are equal, so that's called isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Okay, and the next shape is a quadrilateral because all sides are same, so this is a square. Okay, let's see the next part. It says, on the triangle, draw the line of symmetry. So on the triangles, if you draw a straight line like this, so that will be a line of symmetry. Okay, write down the order of rotational symmetry of the quadrilateral. So quadrilateral, because if you move 4 times, will exactly the same shape. That gives us rotational symmetry of the quadrilateral. Now we're going to move on to number 3. The question number 3 says the pictogram gives information about the number of kilometers Thomas traveled on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Write down the number of kilometers Thomas traveled on Tuesday. So each box is 4. So we're going to write down here 4. Tuesday is 4, 4, 4, and 4. Yeah. So that's add up to 16 kilometers. And the next part says on Wednesday Thomas traveled further than he did on Thursday. How much further? Let's check on Thursday. So this is 4, this is 4, this is 2, so this is 10. Yeah, so 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 3, that gives us 19. So what we're going to do over here, so travel further than on Thursday. So Wednesday is 19 and Thursday is 10, so that will be 9 kilometers. Okay guys, on Friday Thomas traveled 13 kilometers. Show the information on the pictogram. So 13, so it means we need to make one box. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12, and we need to make it 13, and we need to draw a 1 small box. So that equals to 13. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 says work out the difference in temperature between a height of 0 meter and a height of 12,000 meters. So 0 meters is this one and 12,000 is this one. We need to find out the difference. So the difference is 12 minus 58 here. So we're going to do this one. So 12 minus and minus 58, that will gives us equals to, because that's 2 minuses becomes plus, so 12 plus 58, and final answer would be 70. Okay, let's see the next one. Work out the difference in temperature between a height of 4,000 meters and a height of 6,000 meters. So 4,000 is minus 17 and minus 32. So we're going to write down here minus 17 and minus 32, because we're looking for difference. Yeah, so we need to remember that. So that becomes minus 17 plus 32 minus 17 plus 32, that gives us 50. Next one, at what height is the temperature 10 degrees centigrade warmer than the temperature at the height of 9,000 meters? So let's see, 9,000 meter is minus 50, so 10 degree warmer would be minus 40. So minus 40 is 7,000. So we're going to write down here 7,000 meters. Okay, now we're going to move on to number 5. So number 5 says simplify 8d minus 4d plus 7d. So 8d minus 4d is 4d. 4d plus 7d is equals to 11d. Next one is m times 10p. So we're going to write down the number first and then the letters mp. Next one is x plus 5 is equals to minus 19. So that becomes x minus 19 minus 5 minus 19 minus 5. So that gives us minus 24. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We have solved y over 8 is equals to 6. So we're going to do the opposite. So that becomes 6 times 8. And 6 times 8 is 48. So our answer would be 48. See the next one is 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. We are multiplying. Remember that we are multiplying. So a to the power of 4. So the next one we have here, k is equals to 8 and n is equals to 12. I need to figure out this value. So 9 times k value is 8 minus 4 times 12. So 9 times 8 is 72 minus 12 times 4 is 48, and we end up having with 24. So final answer is 24. Okay, let's move on to number 6 now. Number 6 says that we used 2,358 units of water last year. Each unit of water costs 0.28 euros. Perry has already paid for some of the water he used, and he has paid 42 euros each month last year. Look at how much more Perry has to pay for the water he used last year. So he used this much unit, and the price is 0.28 euros. So we're going to multiply 2,358 units times by the price, which is 0.28. That will gives us 660.24 euros. Okay, and how much he paid? He paid 42 euros each month, and last year in 1 year we have 12 months, so we're going to do 42 euros times by 12. That will gives us 504. So this one he has paid already. Okay, he had paid already 504. So how much he has to pay it now? So we're going to work it out 660.24 and 504. So what we will get here, 24 minus 6, 5 and 1, 156.24. What the question says, work out how much more Perry has to pay. So he has to pay 156.24 euros. Okay, we're going to write down our final answer over here in the answer line, 156.24. Okay, let's move on to number 7. Question number 7 says ABCD is a quadrilateral, ADE is a straight line. So if this is a straight line, so we can work it out this angle. So we're going to work it out 180 minus 138 is equals to 42. Okay, what is the reason why is 42? We're going to write down angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line add to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's why this one is 42. And what we need to work out the value of x. We know that in a quadrilateral, all the angles add up to 360. So we're going to add 125, 107, 42. When we add them up, so we will get here 274. Okay. Now we know that the angles in a quadrilateral sum to 360. So we're going to do 360 minus 274. So that will give us 86. So it means x is equals to 86. What's the reason for this? So we're going to write down the reason as well, because they said write down the reason. Give a reason for each stage of your working. What's the reason for this one? Angles on a quadrilateral. Angles on a quadrilateral sum to 360 degrees. On a straight line, is add up to 180 degrees. On a quadrilateral four-sided shape, is add up to 360. So we give a reason, and our final answer x is 86. Okay, so we're going to write down our final answer. X is equals to 86 degrees. Okay, let's move on to number 8. The number 8 says there are 80 cars in a car park. 27 of the cars are red. Let's write down here 27s are red. So 10s of the cars are blue. The rest of the cars are white. So the total is 80. So that gives us 37. So white is 43. Yeah. Well, write down the probability that the car is red. How many cars are red? 27 out of 80. So that's the probability of car. Find the probability that this car is white. How many cars are white? 43. So we're going to write down 43 and the total cars are 80. So 43 over 80. So because this is a probability, we can write down in terms of fraction. Okay, let's see number 9. The number 9 says 15 identical pencil case cost 41.25 Swiss franc. Work out the cost of 52 of these pencil cases. So we have 15, so 41.25 Swiss franc, and we bought 15 pencil case. So we need to work out the value of the one pencil case. If we divide by 15, that will give us 2.75. So this is the price of one pencil case. Okay, one pencil case is 2.75, and we need to work out the cost of 52. So we're going to do 52 times by 2.75, and that will give us 143 Swiss franc. And this is two easy more questions, so we're going to write down here 143. Let's move on to number 10. So the question says, so the scale diagram shows the position of a castle and a tower. 1 centimeter represents 1.5 kilometers. If we measure this length, that will be roughly 6 centimeter, and 6 centimeters will be 9 kilometers, because 1 centimeter is equal to 1.5 kilometers. So 6 centimeters is actually 9 kilometers. And what the question says, she takes 18 minutes to walk each kilometers. How work out how many minutes Angela takes to walk from the castle to the tower. So she's gonna take 9 kilometers, and each kilometer is taking 18 minutes. So that will give us 162 minutes. Okay, so that will give us 162 minutes, and this is 3 mark questions, and you can easily get these 3 marks. Okay, it doesn't look like a hard question. Now we're going to look at number 11. Okay, that's again 2 mark questions. Make D the subject of the formula. So the question is C is equals to 8D plus 5. So we're going to put 5 on the other side, so that becomes C minus 5, 8D. And now we're going to divide both sides by 8. So this 8 and this 8 cancel out. So D is equals to C minus 5 over 8. So this is our final answer, and this is 2 mark questions. If you just pay attention, you can easily grab these 2 questions, 2 more. Okay, so question number 12 says, on a grid below, draw the graph of y is equals to half x minus 1 for the values of x is equals to minus 2 to 3. If you know how to use calculator, because this is GCSE November foundation paper, if you know how to use calculator, so the calculator will work out all the values for you. If you don't know A, so then you're going to use the simple form, this method. The x value is from minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to substitute the y values in there. If we put minus 2 in there, so we'll get here minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 will be minus 2, and the gradient is half, so we're going to add half. that will be minus 1.5. So the next one will be minus 1. Add half as well, so that becomes minus 0.5. So that will be 0, and that will be 0.5. Okay, so we got all the values. We just need to plot them. When x is minus 2, so the y value is also minus 2 here. When x is minus 1, so that is minus 1.5. When x is 0, that is minus 1. When x is 1, that is minus 0.5. When x is 2, that's y is 0. When x is 3, that is 0.25. Okay, now we just need to, because the question says, on the grid draw the graph. So we need to draw a straight line that passes through all the points. So you have to use a ruler and you will get a straight line. Okay, you have to use a ruler for this question. Number 13. Number 13 says the diagram shows a rectangular wall and a square tile. Mish wants to cover all the wall with tiles. The tiles are sold in boxes and there are 6 tiles in each box. Okay, and each box costs this much. Work out the total cost of the wall of the tiles needed. Okay, so first of all we need to find out the area of the wall. What's the area formula? Area is equals to length times width. Length is equals to 3.6 times 2.1. That gives us area of the wall 7.56. That's the area of the wall. Now we need to find out the area of the tile, which is 0.3 times 0.3 is equals to 0.09. Now we need to find out how many tiles we need. We're going to do 756 divided by 0.09. That will gives us 84 tiles we need. Okay, we need 84 tiles, and we know that there are 6 tiles in each box. We need to find out how many boxes we need. Number of boxes. So we're going to do 84 divided by 6. That gives us, this is 6, yeah? So 84 divided by 6, that gives us 14 boxes. So we need 14 boxes. And each box costs 1750. So we're going to multiply 14 times 17.50. And that will give us 245 pounds. That will be the total cost to put the tiles in this wall. Okay, that gives us 245 pounds. Okay, let's move on to the next one now. Question number 14 says, so the triangular spinner can land on 2, 4, and 6. The square spinner can land on 1, 2, 3, 4. And each spinner, once she adds the number of the triangular spinner lands on to the number of the spinner squares, lands on get her score. Yeah. So what we are doing, she adds the score. She adds the number of the triangular spinner lands on and the square spinners lands on to get her score. So this is a score. Okay. So because she said add, so we're going to add all of the numbers. 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 5, 4 plus 2 is 6, 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the 6 plus 1 is 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's see. So this is simple 2-mark questions. Let's see the next part. Katie spins each spinner once. Find the probability that her score is 9 or less. So we can see that all the numbers are less than 9 from there to there except 10. So how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 12. So find the probability. We have to write down in terms of fraction, decimal, or percentage. Let's move on to question number 15. Question number 15 says here, Serena buys 140 plants and 35% of the 140 plants cost $6 each. So let's write down. So total plants are 140. So we need to find out 35% of 140. That gives us 49. And each plant costs $6 each. So we're going to do 49 times by 6. That gives us 294 pounds. And 1/4 of 140 plants is cost $8. So now we're going to find out the second part. 140 divided by 4. That gives us 35. And then each one costs $8. So 35 times by 8, that gives us 280. So we need to remember these values, 294 and 280. And the next one says the rest of the 140 So how many left? Let's work it out. So we got 49, 35. That equals 284. But how many we have altogether? 140. So 140 take away 84. So how many left? We left with 56 plants. So the rest is 56 of the plants cost £10 each. So we're going to do 56 times by 10. That gives us 560. Okay, so that gives us 560. Now what we need to do, work out the total cost of 140 plants. So we got all the plants cost. So we're going to add 294, 280, 560. If we add them up, so you will get 4, 3, and 10 plus 1 is 11. 1134. Let's write down in the answer sheet. So $1,134 altogether. Let's see question number 16 now. Question number 16 says here, by rounding each numbers to one significant figure, work out an estimate for this. If we round this number to one significant, 31.4, so one significant, this number is less than 5, so that becomes 30. Let's check the other one. 48.7, this number is more than 5, so that add 1 over here, so that becomes 50. Let's write down the numbers. 30 times 50, that gives us 1500. How many marks? 2 marks easily. You can easily grab these 2 marks. Let's see the next one. What the question says, reflect the shape P in the line x is equals to 1. Let's draw the mirror line with the ruler. And now we need to reflect in this line. So this is how many points away from this line? 1, 2. So we're going to do 1 and 2 here. How many points away from here? The line 1, 2. So 1 and 2. And this one is 2 points further. And just join them with a straight line with the ruler. So that gives us a reflection. So this is question 17. So this is the foundation part of the paper. Okay. So this is the foundation part of the paper. And the rest of the questions are the higher paper. So I will do the higher questions in the second part. Okay. So keep watching and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay. Have a good day and enjoy your day. See you in the next session. Have a good day. Bye.